Welcome back to part number 3 of my Albion playthrough for Imperator Rome. We just finished a fairly large war against a medium-sized defensive league here. I'm going to bring these mercs back, place them in the capital area over one of our cities here. Hopefully they'll grow in number. I probably should build more cities in the capital area, if for no other reason than the merc stacks will grow larger, which we may need. If we proceed down against Tricasia, will be in closer proximity to Ascendant Rome. There are 3 cities here in Tricasia, and we have a mission matter of which we need to annex this territory here. This tiny little portion here, just this one territory, is part of our mission, and it's part of this large tribe, so we have a claim against this tribe. I think we should be able to take this lot out here. It's just a matter of being able to stomach the aggressive expansion and deal with such proximity to Rome. Getting much further down, I think it's doable. It's a risk. Rome could go mad. I doubt we could fight them off even at our best at this point. There's just no doing it. Our manpower is virtually nil. We don't replenish much, but it's changing. Our cities here are coming online. The ratios are getting in order. They are generally sort of in order in many of the legacy places. We just recently built some of these. They're getting in order, but the nobles and such will add to the legion/levy count shortly. Get more manpower replenishment. We'll build more cities, etc. So that should work. Our former monarchist has done a number on our government. He was elected our first Archon. He's a populist, and he certainly has taken quite a bit. We also do some tyranny in honor of our former populist rebel monarchist. I did a sort by popularity, hit the great family, and just went, I smeared essentially any and all great family Democrats. There should be none above the 5 threshold. So we got some tyranny for that, and hopefully we'll solve our government problem as well. Our conversion to a republic, as well as that pop capacity pantheon deity Eidos here, has done some good for our population capacities. In fact, we don't have enough pops at this point to properly fill these cities, so I suppose that's a good thing. And we can get our primary culture pops into cities where they won't be mulling about the fields, and lowering our research rate. For now, I need to replenish my manpower, let that AE burn down, and then I think we'll war with Tricasia again, try to grab his 3 cities and a couple of advances. Let's finish out this group happiness. So that should be between this one and this one. Our wrong culture groups are now 6% happier, which prominences are generally loyal due to their religion, essentially. Let's build another city in our capital while we're at it, and while we're here we may as well spend at least half of these provincial improvements here in the capital. Another innovation hit. We're going to take these colleges while they're taking is good. That should get us to 175. We'll not have to worry for quite some time. Just swapped out a law. We'll get 25% export. I probably should have done that sooner, but it's relatively quick. Let's see what our income is now. 52 now, good for me. Well, more time has passed. I clicked the corrupt researcher bonus and got this malice to my research rate. It's not really quite as high as it was. I've been building some academies. I don't really have all that much money. We have no aggressive expansion. We need some. Tricasia here is part of our mission. We can close that out, get a free city, as well as this fellow has 3 cities right here, and some prime pops, real estate very close to Rome and sort of Carthage. Rome is in a strange spot. I don't know what this is about. I have no idea what's going on here. He's up in Dacia and here as well. I don't know what to make of it, but we're going to proceed. Our game could come abruptly crashing to an end. There's no way, mercs or otherwise, that we can deal with Rome once he gets in a warring way. he can send hundreds of thousands of troops up this way. There's really no way to deal with him. Luckily, he's not here. He's over here. So we're gonna need some mercs. I'm gonna hire some down this way. Maybe we can steal some of Rome's mercs, take some of the wind out of his sails or whatnot over time, relocate them to our island. Here's a Roman-ish merc. Let's recruit him. Who are you? Where are you located? Over here. And grab that guy as well. We have a stability event. I'm moving these levies down. Our mercs have arrived here. They're sort of fooding up, although I don't think I'm going to wait. I think there's no better time to declare this war. I have these units set. The mercs are marching to the forts, and our levies are going to try to take these. We should win decisively. Or not, or not. And then there's this guy. Okay. This is probably his entire levy from his home region. We just rolled right over him. This nice green flag here from that shattered army. Salt. Boom. And a stack wipe over there. Boom. Let's assault that as well. It would seem as though our researcher's gone mad. He's a Democrat. I don't trust that he won't stay mad, so imprison him. Have a siege down here. Let's see, the head of the Okonai family there. I think he could well be too dangerous. Let's assault here. Boom! I think that is mostly going to do it. Let's head up here. We'll see about stopping that activity. There it is, all the provincial capitals are occupied. We have completely ignored this aspect of Tricasia, but we are ready to peace out here for a reasonable amount of aggressive expansion. And let's just call that a war. I'm going to bring these mercs back to the island. We can action this now. And then close this out by picking a side. We've done it. And then we get a free city somewhere. Whatever the case is. Whereabouts is it? It's right here. Let's drop a theater there and carry on. Let's finish our mission and maybe choose another matter of Belgica. Didn't we already do the matter of Belgica? Alright. We'll do it again. Sounds good. Let's grab Archer's Discipline. Another round of smearing and a couple of juices for the Vocan Votio. I have a tyranny back in order, and we're burning down quite a bit of aggressive expansion. Maxed out on PI. We need to build something. We'll just wait for a holy site. Maybe we'll wait. File a claim or something. Let's file a claim right here. Our provenances are getting to the point where they're sort of disloyal. This deity change is probably not going to help matters much, but let's change over to one where we get an automatic commerce income, and then we can pop this omen here for a 0.6 uptick, and then maybe build a holy site to this deity shortly. So I think we have the gold now to build that holy site. We can build it in our capital and get an uptick to our provincial loyalty. Let's see what that is. Did it go up to 0.7? It did. We have a martial advance, so we have 4 in the bank. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to get us +4 loyalty of characters. I'm going to do that right now. Get us more PI inadvertently, because the more loyal our cabinet members are, the more PI we get. Building academies all around and trying to raise my research rate. And let's check the status. These guys are happy with the 3 academies. I think most of my urban centers now should have the 3 academy. Okay, so I should be able to check this macro builder, scroll down to academy and see most of these areas as maxed out, and the newer cities are not maxed out, which is fine. It wouldn't do them any good anyway. We still have yet to even come close to our threshold for noble or proper ratio there, so we'll just leave that be. What is our research? 73% is not bad. I think it's due to our stability. Sadly, we're going to take more aggressive expansion, as we have no aggressive expansion, and I intend to declare a war here against Treveria and Nementia. Treveria apparently ate what was left of our former combatant here. We have our matter of claims that we have in these areas, so we should be able to trigger that a lot there, irrespective of much. Let's check to see here. We have 5 forts. This shouldn't be a problem. We have our legions. We just need to save up enough money to acquire 3 mercs and march them up from Rome again. Maybe it'll slow Rome down from a snowball. I don't know. It'll roll that slower, hopefully, if they don't have as many mercs as they might otherwise have. They seem to be getting along with the Carthaginians generally, so some time has passed. These mercs are... this one took a surprisingly long time. He's still in exile. But these forces are coming together here. I'm going to try to assault out these forts, close this war out quickly. We're maxed out on PI, have some money in the bank, quite a few cities here, but this area probably could use another. I want to maybe urbanize most of this province, as it's in the center of this area here as well. You can move pops from there. It's coastal. They can migrate from the sea. We probably can plop down a couple of these investments we have saved. Let's go for some state infrastructure right now, in fact. And we'll build another city. Forest, major river, they cancel one another out. Good enough. Let's do that. I think I'm going to take this minor addendum. 6 stability is needed right now. We have an alliance offer from the Metia, and that's the exact opposite of what's going to happen here. Let's declare this war. I guess those two are no longer allied, unfortunately, I think, for my war plans. Although I don't see why I couldn't just declare a war here as well. Let's do that. Let's go like that. Thump. Assaulted that fort away. We'll get this guy as well. Let's assault. We dropped a fort here. The assault worked mostly. This one's still waiting. It fell, so we are, I think all the forts are down. And it's mop-up already. And I think this should do its over almost. And boom. That should be 100% for both. And that as well. Peace. I'm going to get these mercs back to the islet. See about closing out this mission. We can do that. Migration attraction. Okay. We've done that as well. We'll take 15 PI. We'll pick the side. We get a city. We don't, though. Yeah. It's life. A matter of rate. A matter of radia. You have got to be kidding me. I guess we could trigger Pearl of Britannia and hope for another matter of Armorica or whatnot. I'm going to see about swapping out this deity of war. While the swapping is sort of good, I think there's one with pop capacity. It's here. I think that should be serve our purpose as well. And we can build a holy site in, say, this city right here. This one already actually has a holy site of Seleucus. I surely butchered that name, but whatever the case is, we can build a holy site right here to our new deity and add another 2.5% pop capacity to our entire realm, meaning that we can add pops to these cities. Let's see what happens at the end of the month. Now it's 55 capacity, 51. We have a lot of capacity. Fair number of pops about. I bet most of them are probably primary. We could move them down, populate them, get our research rate up, and move some of these pops here as well. I'm pretty sure they're raring to go. These areas here, we have some capacities. I'm going to do that, let some time pass. We're making a decent amount of money. And all of these cities now have a proper level of academies, nearly maxed out everywhere. First things first, I have made this city here primary culture by moving some pops from Belgica, where I have the assimilation policy set throughout, down here, and then down to this city here. This assimilation policy, I usually ignore it or vehemently oppose it, but in this case, with all of these barbarous territories with no cities, probably useful. It's not really. Especially with all of these being primary religion, the assimilation tends to happen pretty quickly. The rationale, of course, being that the governor will die of dysentery or some other horrid disease, and you'll have to reset all these policies, whereas they stay set in your capital region. Anyway, back to moving pops and filling up our new pop capacity. I have this prominent lawmaker assassinated. We're going the second route. We're going to get this bonus and then we'll lose it and we'll not have to worry about it. If you keep it, you risk a civil war, but if you just agree to do away with your 3% unintegrated culture group happiness, you avoid the civil war and you also avoid, I think it's a 25% malus for any province that's not primary dominant, which are quite a few. I'll grab some siege ability here. There we go, we lose a bit of stability in our bonus. We get to lose some tax. We don't really make much money on taxes anyway, so we'll not worry about it. And crisis over. Oh, I just looked at my stance and found I've been in neutral stance this entire time. We get an extra diplomatic relation, of which we have exactly none. I should have had at least a bellicose or mercantile. We've been a bit short of money this entire. Let's see, we're at 65 at present. 10 per. We'll take some PI. As per the episode 1, I was thinking on moving the capital at some point over to Belgica or somewhere on the continent, and I think Belgica is a very good choice. I was thinking here, our new city with our holy site would be a nice choice. We just need to raise the capital population above 64 here. I haven't built any aqueducts or whatnot in our present capital, so once I get to 66 plus or 70 pops here, I should just be able to pay the 80 PI and get on with that business. Luckily, there's been quite a bit of assimilation from the policies here, and I've been able to move pops as they assimilate over to these cities. Even down here, I've moved some. There's probably more available here. There's probably a couple thereabouts in these other areas. I can move down to these other cities and get them primary culture dominant. Then they should assimilate it. Like this one is dominant. Let's see what happens. Here's a fair clip of assimilation goes on. No conversion, of course, because they are all druid. I got a gold blow at some point, I think 400, and I think I spent 300 of it evacuating this province. It doesn't really look all that evacuated, though. Those pops, they made it up here in this city or whatnot. Anyway, I'm going to do much the same with these pops over here. We'll move them into these cities. I presently have the ability to swap out, say, my build cost and build time for pop capacity, but would not really need that quite as yet. But it should allow me to build less cities in this area and get more efficiencies out of them for the same price. For instance, these academies are expensive if you build them in each and every one of your territories. I haven't even been able to max the academies out here as yet due to lack of funding, which didn't have the mercantile stance. It's only 519, of course, still, but generally speaking, if I get more capacity, I can use the same 3 academies for 25% more pops, right? Allowing me to build less cities and consolidate these pops more equitably relative to gold outlays and specifically PI outlays. This plays into the theme of our new God of War. One wouldn't think that a pop capacity would be associated with a God of War. It really is, though, because to be able to raise more levies and legions and such, at some point we should be able to do that in Belgica going forward. But we have quite a high levy count here, and it's going to rise as these pop capacities or cities are filled. Yeah, we need to move some pops. We need to open a mission and at least open it and then close it. So, and then maybe we'll get a matter of Amorica and get a free city or something. But as long as we're here, we may as well see about getting some claims on these areas. This will probably be my undoing. The Romans will take this area over. We'll end up with a claim against them. It'll make them mad. It'll be the tipping point to where they attack us. We're going to do it anyway. We are maxed out on PI. We probably should build another city. There are none here. There's a nice major river. There's a nice terrain. No malice, which is good for us. We have minor river, major river, which is going to be good enough for me. Let's build that city right now. Get a theater in there. We have our claims in Raetia. We are not going into Raetia. irrespective of where our claims may or may not be. We do certainly have quite a few of them about, really. But that's a lot of claims for one matter of. Usually it clusters them in a single closer area, but it's almost like it wants us to proceed further down toward the Roman. Let's abort this mission. 5 stability, I see. We need to stand down anyway, so I am going to abort that mission. We'll just wait. We'll have no aggressive expansion. We'll have to suffer through it. Let's see. Matter of Celtica. There it is. I see. Celtica. Well, I suppose it's reasonable. Let's do that. Let's get some claims here. Our city is up. It's not well populated. There are no primary culture pops about, but we can build another city, mostly because we're nearly topped out on PI again. This is another advantageous. A major river, minor river, no malice. Let's do that. Build a theater there, get this area assimilating. And while we're here, I think we need another city in our would-be capital area. All the major river spots are used. Why not go there? Let's do that. Leader is sad. He has a very low stat here relative to PI. We're not going to pay 200 for 3. I don't want to lose loyalty per se. Who is this guy? Man, we'll just not do it. I guess he's not quite as sad as all that. I don't know what that other bit was about there. 54 PI for 10 stability. We're just not in a position. We need to war. Yeah, we can't do it, unfortunately. We'll take the stability. Our matter of Celtica is almost finished. I think I should probably hire some mercenaries. If nothing else, we have an actionable claim here against this massive lot, which we only have 1 claim, so we'll get a truckload and a half AE, but we'll also be able to consolidate this area. Worst case, the best case, we get a bunch of claims here and are able to war to the south. We're going to take this merc from the Romans, march him up. He'll be foodless by the time he gets up to our area, but the Romans won't have him. There's some druidic territory here we can colonize. I'm going to do that. I'm going to stay away from this two-stick area, but why not grab this territory? We'll get them assimilating, or we can move them to our new cities or something. We just hit a martial advance, I think it was. We're going to take this down to loyalty of characters +2 and 25% PI. Build more cities and hopefully be able to counter the Roman menace as we seem to be headed in his direction. We need more cities, more manpower, more research, etc. I started ferrying some levies over here. I think I'm going to attack these tribes in close proximity to us and sort of stay away from the Roman. He seems to be headed in this direction, but he could pivot over here. We could end up adjacent to him at a drop of a hat, really. Even if we attack the Movicia, he could end up in here just in one war, essentially, and then it gets ugly. I'm going to take this money and move some pops. There are quite a few pops up in this area here on their way up from this island. Most of our cities are filled. I think we can change the policy here. We'd have to take a bit of a malice to our build cost, but we can add 25% to our population capacities throughout, which will allow us to build less academies, aqueducts, etc., and still place the pops. It's saving us money. And unfortunately, we're stuck with that, because if we ever do away with this policy, it's over. So there we have that. We're going to move these pops in these cities now, which are in theory, the pop capacity is raised, and we won't have to move them down this way to here, and then here, and then into the capital, and then redistribute it there. The other policy, which will replace this at some point, would be the provincial loyalty uptick 0.05, and that'll be the end of that, I think. I was able to place most of those pops. I think there were about 60. Then I evacuated from here and here in these cities, so they are now topped out. The ratio should be just a bit off, but they'll get in order shortly enough. We have the 3 academies in each of those areas. So we should end up with more nobles, research, and levy count. Some pops didn't make it down 9. I don't think I have the money or inclination to move them down here before the war starts in the beginning of the next episode. So let's see what's going on here. The levies are generally in place. We have this merc here. This merc has finally arrived. He's food short, but the war should be short and over quickly, provided we're able to assault these forts, which I'm pretty sure we will, as we have an overwhelming force count. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope to see you in the next one.